I wanted to ask you where you got the idea for doing WESTPLAY. That's the first thing that I'd like to know.
Well, a year ago, I started to submit my short plays into different festivals, and I was really surprised to have them accepted. And then once I was in the festival, I started realizing that it wasn't like the old days. And by that I mean years ago when I worked off Broadway at St. Mark's Theater and the Open Space Theater, the energy was about supporting the writer. It was about the script, it was about the work, and artists and actors came in and they'd stay till 2 in the morning, and it was so exciting, and my soul and my spirit was so filled by it. And in this experience, I was seeing these young playwrights, and they were being handed forms and told that they were going to have to market and sell and produce, and I thought, what's going on? Where's this taking the writer and the art of writing and theater? And so I started speaking to them, and they were so unhappy and they were so unfocused and they had nobody to help them. And so I came home and I thought about it and I got the idea, why can't we at Westbeth, as artists, support other artists? And so I got the idea of the Playwrights project. And I went to you, Nancy Gabor, the Westbeth Resident Council Performing Arts Chair, and I said, you know, I have this idea, can I, tell you about it? And you were so wonderful, you listened to me, and next thing
I thought it was a wonderful idea, just terrific.
That was in October. It was at the music festival. The Westbeth Music Festival was when I sat there and I said, we should have a Playwrights festival. And it was almost 7 or 8 months later that you were, on the board, and on the council, and that was the beginning of the process. That was where it came from.
Well, being a part of this is really interesting to watch how it's unfolding. I knew about you, as you know, from Lynn Michaels, and I knew about you because she talked about what a wonderful actress you are.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So when did you start writing? I didn't know that you wrote until this came up about the festival.
Well, my career as an actress really stopped in 1992. That was my dream, that was my love, that's how I saw myself. I love acting, I love the art, I love the craft, I love the work. I had an injury that pretty much collapsed that dream. And so several years later, that was in 1992, and about 1999, I knew that I had to, take my creative energy and apply it in other places. And I just started to attend a playwrights group from a theater that was actually downstairs in Westbeth. And from being a reader for the writers, I thought, wow, let me try this. And I started to write. And suddenly I started to be mesmerized by the possibility of what I could do. And then Anthony Santelmo Jr., who's one of our directors, came up to me and said, I like your work, I like your ideas, I want to see if I can direct it. And I was like, you're kidding, really? And so he was the spark behind me submitting my work. And I submitted it, and both my plays were, accepted. One of my plays was recently a semi-finalist. So that was how it all started. One door closed, and I decided rather than focus on the door closing, I would focus on opening another door. And I've always been that way. Keep focusing on new doors and walking through them, not wondering what's behind door number 2 or door number 10. Go through the door and go for that, ride the wave.
See what's there.
See what's there.
So do you write longer plays?
No, I'm a short play writer. I enjoy the 10-minute, 15-minute play. I think that's one reason why I wanted to do a short play reading celebration. I didn't call it a festival. I called it a celebration because WESTPLAY is rooted in joy, and the joy that I bring or people bring to the idea of supporting the writer. That was and is my focus, and that's how it's really turning out. People are supporting the writer. Actors are coming on and they're happy to be focusing on the work. We're not throwing together a reading, we're not just handing a script out. And so right now it's just short plays. Who knows what tomorrow will bring, but right now it's short plays.
And what inspired you to write Helena?
Helena. 2 years ago, I had a serious injury, and I was laid up for 6 months. And rather than have people come and visit me and say, "Oh my God, poor Melissa," or what usually happens is they come and then they start telling you their sad stories, I put a sign on my door that said, "Do not visit, do not come in unless you have a really good story to tell me or you can make me laugh." And so one day somebody came to visit me and started telling me stories about war and Poland, and it sparked my imagination, and I realized that the most important people to me in the whole world are dreamers. People who have a dream. If we did not have people who had a dream, there would be no world, because artists are dreamers, scientists are dreamers, the dreamer is the most important person. And so Helena evolved out of the story of people who had survived war, whose lights had gone out, some soul, they lost their spirit or their soul, and I wanted to write about one person, and who's a young person actually, who against all odds is saying, "I had this dream," and is willing to go the distance and find out what the meaning of the dream is. And for me, it's symbolic of the world where we are today. There's so much chaos going on, and some people are conscious and using their consciousness to create, and others are focused on the doors closing. But again, I think that the world we live in is going to evolve basically or by the people who have a dream of a beautiful tomorrow, that there is a tomorrow. That's how Helena came to be.
Well, that's a wonderful way to tell the story, the way you just told it. And that's your dream.
WESTPLAY was my dream. I came home, and instead of finding fault, which is so easy in today's world, I said, "What's your dream? Dream it. What's the dream?" And so, this whole evening on October 20th is rooted in 10 plays by 10 different really talented playwrights about dreams. And I'm really proud of the work. I'm proud of working with such talented directors and playwrights and actors, and having people come in who are at various levels of their craft. But it reminds me and inspires me of what theater is. And I'm so happy to be a part of WESTPLAY, and I'm so happy to be a resident at Westbeth.
Thank you very much, Melissa. This is a wonderful interview. Thank you.
Thank you.